Hi, I'm Dylan Smart. In this segment, we will demonstrate how to build a larger picture frame style deck by modifying the MultyDeck rubber base to accommodate a trim board. As in all construction projects, remember to use the correct personal protective equipment. Protect your hands using all-purpose utility gloves. Always wear safety glasses. This will drastically reduce the risk of hand and eye injury. To prepare the ground, first measure the layout and shape of the deck by using a hose or string. Then add or remove ground material until you have a flat surface. The MultyDeck can be assembled on virtually any type of surface. This includes sand, dirt, pea gravel, crushed rock, or even concrete. We always suggest that you lay down a landscaping fabric to prevent vegetation growth. It all starts with our patented recycled rubber MultyDeck base. There are 3 channels molded into the base, designed to cradle 6-inch wooden or composite deck boards. When building your mitered corner border MultyDeck, there's a couple variations that need to be discussed. First, find the desired length of your deck and measure long point for long point and cut back at a 45-degree angle. This will give you your 2 outside bordered boards. Next, because deck boards approximately measure 5.5 inches, what you want to do is double that measurement to 11 and cut all your inside boards at that measurement. This will allow 5.5 inches on either end for the final mitered bordered board. Once you have done that, when applying the rubber bases to each end, make sure you measure 5.5 inches from the end of the board to the end of your rubber base. Finally, you want to cut your dividers off to allow a flat surface to place those 2 final boards. This can be done with a utility knife and simply cutting down and through like so. We're actually going to be encasing these 5.5-inch pergola posts with the MultyDeck system. This can easily be done by taking a utility knife and scoring off this excess rubber from the side supports. Once you have finished scoring and taking off these 2 pieces of your rubber side support, you're going to need support for your joiner board to rest. This can be done by manipulating a pad and sliding it under each one of these panels. Now you have the support for your joiner board to rest. So now that you have all your panels spaced out by using offcuts as spacer boards, you can now get the measurement needed to cut around this post. This is done by measuring from long point to long point. Knowing that a deck board is 5.5, you want to subtract 2.5 inches from the post into this board. Once you have your measurements down, mark your measurements and simply draw out exactly where you need to cut. The next step, cut your wood. For a more permanent solution, we recommend using an adhesive before screwing down all of your joiner boards.